Well, I do not know what's going on here, but I was getting ready to ride the mule over to town, and I checked the oil and it's over full. You can see it's a milky color, and yes, it has a real bad gas smell. So the last time this happened, we checked the fuel pump and we replaced the carburetor. So that carburetor's fairly new, but I disconnected the pulse line to the pump. It's dry. I also disconnected the fuel line going to the carb, and no fuel came out because the last time the tank was pressurized and had a check valve on it. So I removed that check valve. So there's no gas flowing. And I did check the canister. I pulled the canister line. Nothing came out of it. So the only thing I can figure is the needle valve is leaking in that fairly new carb. So I guess I'm going to order another carburetor for it. I was wanting to drive it over to town to the little fest they got going on over there, but yeah, I ended up taking the truck. So I'm going to change the oil. I'm going to put all this back together. I'm going to change the oil on it. I may run it to town tomorrow just to see. I'm thinking maybe my other option is to put a cutoff valve on it, but it would have to go to this fuel line way down here, and there's no way really to get to it. It wouldn't make sense to put it up here, because if the fuel is draining down the line into the carb, yeah, but it's more than likely it's the needle valve in that carb again. Carb's pretty cheap, so I'll get one on order. Well, mule's deadline. I got the carb on order. I actually upgraded the one I bought off the jungle site first. Was the cheapest one they had. So yeah, it was a 3-star purchase. The one I just purchased was a 4-star, and it was only a couple bucks more. So yeah, $35, and it'll be here next Friday. But I'm gonna change the oil. I'm not even gonna run it. I'm just gonna dump the oil out of it. I do have a new filter. I went and got the old carb for the part number. I do have a new filter. So, and I've got oil. So I'm leaving this cover off that covers this area right here, because that gives me access to the carb right there. It's not hard to change. It's just, yeah, why am I getting gas in the oil? I mean, I checked everything I could, and the fuel line's dry. So all I can think is it's draining past the needle valve going into the crankcase. So as you can see, it's about a 1/4 inch above the full mark, and it does look milky, and it definitely has a gas smell. So yeah, I was going to ride it over to town today and tomorrow, and that's not going to happen.